Good evening. My name is H.Quach. I'm a TSC student, and today I will be informing and persuading you guys about the issues that are revolving in Cyrenaica today. And slowly as we progress through this speech and do this presentation, you will first see the past, the present, and possibly the future of Cyrenaica. And you will understand that you will possibly have the right and could help the people in Cyrenaica today by building their future ahead of them right now. What is self-determination? Self-determination is an international law that allows nations to freely choose and become independent from any country that's pretty much limiting them from becoming the best nation that can possibly can. And by choosing independence today as Americans in the United States, we are very fortunate. We have rights that not everybody has. Even though some people in our country may take it for granted already, we have rights to freedom of religion, freedom of speech. We may speak whenever we want. We may speak about whatever topic we want, yet the people in Cyrenaica cannot do that. Why? Because their government are limiting them from doing what they want. And the next thing in order should be, what is Cyrenaica as a geographic country? And Cyrenaica is basically this part of the map where it's separated in Tripolitania, Hasan, and Cyrenaica. In the beginning, they wanted to split these countries into 3 regions because they want equal power. Now, soon you will later see that that's not how it works out. Because sooner or later, Cyrenaica, which actually holds 3/4 the oil referees in the whole country of Libya, they hold the most powerful thing in that country, yet they're treating undeveloped. They're doing everything that they should be doing, but they're not getting paid for what they should. Imagine if you were to work, but yet another person got your payroll, or they got paid for what you did at your job. Now that's pretty much in the United States called free labor. And over there, not only do Cyrenaican people do their own free labor, they get mistreated for doing that. Now my question to you guys is, why should they have to go through all of that when they're making the money for the whole entire nation as a whole? Now Cyrenaica have gone through a lot of pain. They have gone through battles with other foreign countries before this whole thing with Gaddafi. And Gaddafi is someone who, when you think of Libya, is a really big person, powerful person as in general. And he is considered as a whole dictatorship, that whole package of dictatorship. He used fear, he used money. He believes money is the best way to drive people into doing whatever they want. He can bribe people into doing whatever they want, bribe people to kill people, doing whatever he has to do to maintain that power. And even with the votes that are in today, when people try to vote against him, he used ways to push out the votes that goes against him by burning them, and pretty much develop a way where he will still maintain the political status he is today as a dictatorship. Now in 40 years, he's been reigning over 40 years, you have to understand that. And when he died over a Bashar, then you have to understand that his ideals are still instilled in a lot of people. Even though he died, people who think that centralism is the way to go still believe that, and they still punish the people around him for thinking that centralism is not good. And you will see sooner or later that Cyrenaica will not provide that military backup they wanted until another general comes in and takes over. And pretty much self-determination for Cyrenaica will provide, and is a justified act for the people in Cyrenaica because the way they are treated, the way how they lost their rights, their power, and their social standings. And by doing that, as a whole in America, we can help them maintain. We can be a third party to help them push through their suffering, their pain, and get them to earn and become that nation that they wanted to be, just like America. And pretty much the NTC, National Transition Council, was the person who was supposed to, their purpose when it was formed was supposed to overcome the reign of Gaddafi. With Gaddafi though, however, is that with that transition council, they had a lot of cons. And you would think that, that kind of power they have instilled in them, they can still, they have the power to do whatever they want. They can take over Gaddafi. But that's not going to happen today, because the reason why is that they use methods that is not very productive. Their methods is like what? Torturing prisoners, for example, and they run through political status. They have not progressed in developing, even after Gaddafi died, they have not progressed at all in becoming the country they wanted. So as of today, Cyrenaica had become its own individual Congress. It made its own individual Congress, and by doing so, they believe that it's a stronger political status for them, and give them a better, powerful chance when it comes to a nation. Like, because we have United Nations, where we have our countries coming to one place, and we talk about their problems. Now, with that cause, Sri Lanka, with their own Congress, they believe that by doing that, they have a right to speak up for themselves. Because one of the reasons why they wanted to keep on fighting and they want their own pride and freedom and justice is because their voices are not heard enough. And even so, and they should be heard, because in the beginning, Libya was, like I said, was supposed to be split into 3 regions. And those 3 regions was have all equal power. But now, supposedly, they're underdeveloped, they're underpowered. And the other 2 regions, while they make all their money, the Hasan and Tripolitania, they get the overdevelopment of their countries. They get the nice buildings, they get all the best architectures, all the food that could import and export, but Cyrenaica has nothing. Now, the last thing with the Cyrenaican people is that they push through their status to overcome everything they want to. And by doing so, the reason why is because there's 2 people that they still have instilled centralism, and it's Mustafa Abdul Jalil and Abdulrahim Al-Khabib. And these people, even after Gaddafi died, they really pushed into centralism. They're pretty much I was talking about when they were still centralism forever, even before they died. And by doing so, like I said, National Transition Council, they have slow restoration public service, unaccountable contingencies, and any ability to bring militia under total control and decomposition of their arms. And Abdul Fattah Yunus, he is the savior, pretty much, to Cyrenaican people. To us, he's pretty much Obama. He's pretty much any president who we would claim to be a good president. He pretty much was second-hand person next to Gaddafi, and he was the president who believed that Sri Lankan people should have their own rights. They should have their own freedom, should have their own independence. By doing so, he pretty much overcome Gaddafi, switched sides with the rebels, become their chief and commander, and pretty much went against Gaddafi. Now, they say it was an untimely death for him because he supposedly died. Now, a lot of people have many suspicions on who did it, and that person could be people who were with the centralism, with the same idea of centralism. One of the people would be Sheikh al-Sabi, and he was pretty much, they thought he was suspicious because he would become the next dictator. So if Yunus died, hey, that's open stop for me, I can do it, I can jump on, and I can pretty much prove that everything was all based on centralism all over again. Another person would be al-Sabi, which is cousin of Sheikh al-Sabi, and he is another idealistic of Gaddafi, where he believes terror is everything in power. And with Yunus, you have to understand, he really was a very smart man. He kept his friends closer, and he kept his friends really close. He kept his enemies closer. So whenever Gaddafi even had the ideas of hurting innocent people, he would have that right, and he would have that open discussion with him so that the Syrian people know what's going on before it even happens. And even so, people still suffer. So you have to understand that. And last but not least, for as a conclusion, we as the people have the right to do anything we want as of right now, except, of course, committing crimes. But other than that, we have the right to help others. And we have helped many countries around, but here's one thing you have to consider. Have we helped a country that's really been making all the money for a country, for a nation, and yet still go underdeveloped? And we haven't done that for a long time now. We have sent people over Iraq to battle our war, right? Yet whenever living people goes and they say, oh, well, you know, we get all the money. Where's our backup? Where's our support? So as Americans, I truly believe that we should go over there, help them maintain their status, regain their political status as well, and put them back in triumph over what Gaddafi had broken down their country into. And thank you.
Thank you.